Hello, man. If you all were just privy to the conversation we had before we got on air, you all be like, man, something wrong with them niggas. But
Something wrong
anyways, I'm Bridget Taylor, Karen L, AR. We are live from the corner. Thank you for tuning in another week. I hope that y'all had a great people killing Indigenous People Day, aka Thanksgiving.
Yep.
I enjoyed my day off. I was in sunny Florida. It was 75-degree weather every day. It was hard. Trust me, it was hard.
I bet. Being in all that sun.
You know, Karen, how was your this people being killed day?
I didn't celebrate that. I celebrated being thankful.
Okay.
It was nice. I made a small dinner and visited my roommate who is in the hospital. So
Oh,
prayers
man,
for
sorry
her.
to hear
We'll
that.
definitely keep her in her prayers.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and then I just spent a quiet night at home, and I watched She's Gotta Have It, which is
Which
great.
we'll be discussing this week.
Yes.
Hey, y'all, what's up, man?
Man, ain't nothing much, man. I've been cooling, man. I had one plate this year. You know
One
what I'm
plate?
saying?
What?
I had one plate, yeah. I'm trying to manage my, you know how they say manage your damn money? I'm trying to manage my damn weight right now. So,
True.
you know what I'm saying? So I had one good plate with a big turkey wing on that jump with some gravy and some sausage. What is it? Stuffing. Oh my God, that was amazing right there.
Sausage.
And the rest was just ice cubes and water. So yeah.
Was it flavored water?
No.
But again, we definitely thank you for tuning in to another week of Live from the Corner. I would be remiss. Couple weeks ago, before our show, Renee Allen from Renee Allen and Friends was here doing some taping. And it's our first time meeting her. Her energy filled the room. As you see the picture right there. She definitely inspired us. And we definitely want to give her a shout out for giving us a shout out and for imparting some wisdom onto us. So Renee Allen, we hope that you had a good Thanksgiving as well.
Very amazing. Thank you very much.
So of course, right after Lovey Dovey, we got to go into some it's a damn shame news. So Terry Crews, the actor, he's in the news lately for filing a police report against a director for sexually assaulting him, not once but twice in front of his wife by grabbing his family jewels, and he recently filed a police report. Of course, a lot of people saying, just like with the whole Me Too campaign, they're trying, bash him as well as women that started the campaign. But what's troubling about people dogging him about it is, of course, he's a black male. He's pretty big. Of course, he's the big, black, scary-looking black man without failing to realize, had he done something physical? Because every man says that every man touches me, I'm going to knock his ass out. That's what we all say. Had he done that, that would have been his career, been blackballed, this and the other. So, of course, he didn't say anything at that time. Just like, other victims, they're, afraid from the repass. They're afraid from retaliation, things like the other. And so now that he's coming out, of course, he is, well, you're big, you're black. So we don't see what the problem is. They're not lumping him along with those others that started the Me Too campaign. Karen?
Yeah.
That's just something to say about that. That's how you shake your head.
No, I just feel like, okay, so, just because like a man is a big black man and he gets assaulted doesn't necessarily mean he's going to resort to violence, because as you said, that was his career at stake.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, who's going to believe him? Probably. And I mean, maybe he didn't want to look like he was weak because he didn't retaliate. I mean, there are reasons why people don't come out. Like, at my job, we had a sexual harassment training, and it was done by a lawyer from some agency. And she was just telling us, like, and her name was Susan, and she was a Susan. And she was saying,
You know what that means.
she said, so if you have somebody who sexually harasses you, report it right away. Don't be like those people who don't say anything until years later, because then it's too late. Don't be like them. Just say it right away. And I'm like, well, it's not always easy to say it right away, because you never know what's at stake. And I think it's unfair to say that if somebody didn't say anything right away, or
That should be believed years later.
yeah.
And I thought it was very interesting, too. I looked up that Terry Crews had an actual copy of a letter from the Huff Post. And he gave Ari Emanuel, which just so happens to be a higher up at WME, the big hiring company, the moguls, you know what I'm saying? They're pretty much, for acting and stuff like that, they hire everybody, And he was saying that he also had he was saying that Ari said that he was giving he was going to sacrifice Mel Gibson for Adam Bennett. You know what I'm saying? And that's when Terry Crews had tweeted that somebody got off because of that. Right. You know what I'm saying? He handed him the letter back to Terry Crews because he didn't believe him at that moment in time. And so they rather go after, the anti-Semitic statements that Mel Gibson had instead of dealing with the sexual harassment that, this big athlete, former Redskin, I might say too, that, it wasn't believable. And I guess to the public, I think they felt like it wouldn't be believable. In hindsight, with everybody coming out of the woodworks with these sexual harassment cases, now it's believable.
It's bad enough when women aren't believed. Like I said, look at him. Who's gonna believe 6'4", 255-pound ex-NFL player let a man, touch his balls twice?
But at what cost? I mean, bruh, 240 pounds, and you let the man come and grab you twice in front of your woman?
But see, I think this is what could have happened, right? So I think a lot of our first impulse is to swing him, right? Okay, let's say that would have happened. Now, he would have been arrested. The person that grabbed him would say, I'm the victim of assault. No one's going to believe him then. So, yes, that would have been his first reaction, but then he would be, the victor instead of the victim. Yeah. And then, what supposedly had happened, now it's taking the back seat to this big black man assaulting this little 5'4" white man.
You stand for something to fall for anything, bro.
So do you
dig what I'm saying?
So do you think that he sacrifices morals for not swinging?
I think he sacrificed his morals because of that. I think that his morals were definitely thrown in the trash can just for fame and fortune. And if your wife is a witness to it twice, how can she even look at you and respect you after you allowed that to happen twice? And you not say nothing. Well, he said that he told him, hold on, man, what are you doing? But come on, bro. Nah, you gotta. It's gotta come to a point where, as a man in front of your woman, that you gotta stand up. You gotta stand up and be like, bro, come on, bro, get off of me. And guess what? Even if it have gotten to the point where the police had been called, he had called the police and he had got arrested for that, then it would have been a full all-out investigation on how this came about.
But it might not have been investigated fully though.
But I mean, but see, that's the problem with black Americans, that we sit up here and we live in fear of speaking up at the time that's that everything is going on in the thick of things. Sitting up here and waiting a year later is cowardice to me, and that is BS. He could have kept that and just let the dude be. If you're gonna wait a whole year, you know what I'm saying, and then bring it out because everybody else is speaking up, because females are speaking up now. What example did you set to everybody that did get sexually harassed at that moment? Why don't you file a report then? Why don't you make a scene? Why wouldn't you go after him a day after and file right then and there? Why did you wait a year? Because you were afraid of getting blackballed, because you were going to lose endorsements? Old Spice, things like that? What's the problem?
I think it's more than that. I think it's, forget the endorsements. This is man's career. This is his livelihood. If I was to do something in Regis at my job, I'm going to be fired. I'm not telling how long it's going to take me to find another job. So that's my livelihood until I find another job. And even then, that's on my record.
But if your boss sits up there and sexually harasses you twice in a row in front of a witness, why is that? Why would you stand there and just keep that same job? Why would you stand there and know that it could happen again?
I'm not saying that. I'm not in that situation.
Why would you do it again?
It's easy to say, "Oh, I was swing on his ass." It's easy for that to say. But I'm pretty sure a long time ago, he probably said, "That happened to me. I'm swinging on them." So I don't think they sacrifice morals. I don't think he's any less of a man. Just like the women that got the courage 15 years later, I don't think they're any less of a victim, nor do I think they're any less of a woman. I'm pretty sure there's someone out there saying, well, if it really happened, why say something then? Stand up for womankind. I don't believe they're any less of a woman or any less of a victim.
Well, he's less than a man, okay? Because he held on to it for a whole year. He's less than a man. And then second and foremost, right, just like you said, if you were at a job and somebody calls you the N-word, your supervisor calls you the N-word twice, and you just sweep it under the rug because it's your supposed livelihood, right? It's your supposed livelihood, correct? Right?
Yeah, but
okay, because you're comparing him to this, right? Now, mind you, he was at a party. This was not at a job. He was not on the job. He was not getting paid. And they were all drunk and they were doing crazy things, right?
But when you black
so you knock him clean the fuck out.
But when you black yard scrutinize, you're always under the microscope.
It don't matter. But it wasn't in a setting where he was getting paid to work. He was not getting paid at that time. So why would he stand up for himself and actually make a scene? I'm going to do it. When we're off the clock, we got issues.
Maybe he was thinking about his family too. That if he lost his job, how would he support his family?
Well, he can eventually.
How would that affect them?
Okay, well, let's put it like this. We've seen this happen in throughout history when it comes to Hollywood, that people get blackballed as soon as they whistle blow. So him coming out a year later, he's going to be looked at as a snitch. And we all know who runs the joint. They all in cahoots. WME is the biggest firm, company that actually hires actors and actresses. And so he could still be blackballed from this.
I don't believe
We've
that.
seen it happen to Colin Kaepernick for taking a knee, colluding, all types of stuff. This can still happen to him just because he spoke up a year. So now he's still taking the risk of losing everything, especially if they get to the point where they go to court and it's proven that the dude didn't do it.
But see, I don't believe that would happen. That with what's going on in Hollywood now, with it being brought to in the forefront now,
Yeah.
you cannot wake up any day without hearing about it. So no, they're not going to be any repercussions on him now. Now, he did a month from when it happened, the next day, yes. But now it's too much going on where Hollywood is being accused of this every single day. Matter of fact, Billy Baldwin, one of the lesser-known Baldwin brothers, he sent a tweet recently when he said he was at a party. And then Donald Trump, the private citizen, hit on his wife. And he's saying, well, he didn't find out all that disrespect. He thought it was kind of funny. But then he said he found, hypocritical of him talking about Al Franken out of Minnesota, Conyers, the black man out of Illinois. But yeah, you can hit on, and you got 16 women, as have filed charges against you. So
I still don't get why you would sit up there and take that type of sexual harassment, literally grabbing your private parts, especially if you're not attracted to that. Especially if that made you feel uncomfortable twice in a row in front of your wife at a party, a get-together, right? And you still did nothing the day after. Where is his nuts at? Did the dude take him with him when he grabbed him? Like, what? I mean, how did that happen? How did that come about to where all this flashed before his mind that, oh, okay, baby, I'm just going to sit here and take this in front of you. He's going to grab my genitalia and I'm going to say, hey, what's up, man? Nah, bro. Nah. No, it ain't gonna happen like that. You a man, you a human being. This is a lady. Women may not do it right away, but they are definitely going to HR. They're going to in certain situations. Now, this proves to me that when it comes to Hollywood, people are thinking more about fortune and fame than they are their dignity. You dig what I'm saying? No. That's what I get from this story. Like straight up.
That's simple. Well, what about this? I know it's like kind of two different situations, but you remember the movie Crash when Terrence Howard's character got. He and his wife got pulled over by the police, and then the policeman just kind of like
felt up Danny Newton, his wife's character. Yeah.
Right in front of him, and he didn't do anything. And of course, she went off on him because.
Isn't that a police officer with a gun? That dude had no gun.
But he had more power.
He was a drunk ass dude at a party grabbing people's nutsacks.
And could kill him in a way. So.
That's a big difference between a real life situation where you know for a fact that person has a license to kill to a person that has a license to say you just can't work in my town.
But you know what though?
Come on,
I don't think it's I don't believe it's as simple as people just have ideas of grandeur or their career on the line. Think about this, right? Most actors and actresses. I don't know what they did before they became actors and actresses. I'm pretty sure they all worked some odd jobs. So you take away acting, what skills do they have? Some of them have.
This is
now you got to start all over again. So it's not just easy. Like you take away their career, their livelihood. Some of them got to start back from the dirt again. Some of them, I'm pretty sure some of them did have some careers, but some of them may not have.
That's what a lot of the victims are saying from Charlie Sheen after he done busted them up. You dig what I'm saying? He done busted him up, and now they coming forward now with everybody else. But guess what? It's too late, because now he was HIV positive. You don't know who he done infected because you didn't want to stick up at that time. You didn't want to fight back because you thinking about dollar bills. You thinking about work. You find another skill. You fight for what you know, Joe. And that's a 6'2", 240-pound human being that has feelings, that has the strength to destroy stuff if he chose to. But they say the bigger they are, the harder they fall. He might not got that type of backbone. And it's proven it with Tyrese. It's proven it with a whole lot of people like that. They don't have the backbone that we think they do. You dig what I'm saying? His stature had nothing to do with his dignity and his pride. You dig what I'm saying? You telling me for your job you are going to allow this stuff to happen?
No, I
you as a man.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
You know what I'm saying? No, but you said because you're trying to put in perspective of your job. I'm trying to figure out
why I didn't say that would happen to me. I didn't say that. What I'm saying is I believe that Live from the Corner is going to blow up, right? I believe that we're not going to have to work anymore after this, right?
So you'll take a couple dick grabs.
No.
To get to
But dog,
I'm fucking with you, cuz. I'm fucking with you.
But that's not even funny though, man. Like, why would you say that? You know, so that's not even funny though. Like, why would you say
hilarious.
that? What I'm saying, how's that hilarious? What I'm saying is, until I get to that point, right now, all I have is a job. Now, when I say get my dick grabbed, I don't believe so. I like to think that I would say something right then or do something right then and there. I have to believe that I would. But again, everybody that's marching us to say, I'm going to slap some. How many people say that before and didn't do it? And they've not even been in Hollywood. They could have been in regular jobs at McDonald's, whatever. So it's easy to say what somebody should have done. You can question somebody's manhood until you're in that position. Because everybody thinks they know what they would do until something actually happens. You know, it's easy to say what you do on the sidelines. It's easy to say, you know, money day quarterbacking. You know. So on to a lighter note. So Mace, Murder Mace, Mace Reverend, Cameron Giles, Killer Cam have embarked on another war of the words in their 20-year-long beef. And we have actually a couple clips on their songs. So last week, Killer Cam made a song called "It's Killer" from the Dipset reunion album. When he's had some questionable comments about Mace, and Jacob's gonna play the comments that Killer Cam has about Mace from his new song "It's Killer."
You know, I can talk about what I want to talk about. Them statute of limitations is up for them drugs. Far as them murders, I never knew nothing anyway. I was asleep. Yo, 97, drugs, I moved a big amount. Chick in my crib, my ribs, I'm about to dig it out. The Mace call, say, yo, I'm stuck inside some bitch's house. I'm boyfriend at the door, could I hurry up and get him out? What's the address? Homie said Kingsbridge. That was great, I had some niggas right on Bainbridge. Yeah, we play, but believe it ain't no game, kid. Hopped off the elevator, aiming at that lame lid. I ain't give a damn, yeah, Kim, I was gun-ho. Got this nigga home and he passed me $100. Told him straight.
All right, so that's Killers, you know, reviving the 20-year-old beef. Of course, Mace, Pastor Mace, Reverend Mace. You would think, you would think that he would turn the other cheek, but no, he did not. And he has some comments to say in retort to.
You Mad Libs.
We got the Killer Crunch up here.
What is that?
All right, so Mace, you know, of course, you know that turn the other cheek, you know, Christian that he is, you know, said a prayer for Killer. With some questionable words, and we got exactly what Murder said, or Mace.
Yeah, they are.
Huh? Oh, yeah, the Oracle. And the song called The Oracle.
Yeah, now we imagine 20 years with a bitter bitch in the same drama. Dame told you do this shit and you don't see Dame Karma. K9 on your ass, nigga, no distraction. Pussy nigga wearing pink, guess he think he matching. I'ma paint the picture, let the niggas make the caption. Fuck bars, I'ma tell niggas what really happened. You hear this tone, you know the Mac is in my seat. You see exactly what I see, you know my rap is not for free. You send them pussy niggas to the hill to trap me in the V. You singing, they gon' be no backup bitch with me. I chew that nigga to my teeth first. Don't even hit the weed first. Bitches used to say I'm blessed and I ain't even sneeze first. Much dirt I got on you, don't even need no research.
Well, there also was a line in the song where May, where May said, "You fucked your own sister." Ooh. Now, for those that are Cameron fans, on Confessions of Fire, he did admit to sleep with his aunt with a fat ass. So, you know, if you believe in Mace, it may not be all that unbelievable that he slept with his own sister. Right? That's nasty, right? I mean, if you watch House, you know, not House, but Game of Thrones,
trying to do the
you know,
Jon Snow and Daenerys.
Yeah, you know,
I
that's
guess
not
that's called Killer Instinct.
Right. So I think it's funny that these two grown ass men are still beefing with murder and being a minister, saying some questionable words. And of course, we did have this conversation before we got on air on why a minister shouldn't curse. I'm not gonna sit here and say a minister shouldn't curse, because who am I to tell what somebody should not do? But if you are a believer, and it does say the Bible, thou shalt not curse. And that's up for interpretation, whether it's actual curse words or curse of the Lord. So there is that debate. But as you can tell, Mace had no problem with the MS.
Is he still a minister though, or did he
He's still a minister, but he does not have his church in Atlanta anymore. I'm not sure what happened, but the church that he had is no longer his.
He's definitely still a minister.
why.
But listen. Everybody keeps taking the human element out of this, okay? People are striving supposedly to be like Jesus, not Jesus, okay? So, just like he said on the interview, I won't say exactly where it's at, but on the interview, he said that he did this to spank his ass. And just like a parent.
He did that.
Hold on, just like your mama and anybody that's watching this, anybody that you know and love that lived in church, guess what? They still gonna cuss your ass out if you get messed up in school, right?
No, Mace did that. He did that because
all the holiness goes to the side. I gotta represent for mine now.
human element?
Right? No, I agree because Mace, if you listen to the whole song, of Killer. In my opinion, the Oracle killed. It's Killer.
Well, we know how.
You know
Come
what I'm
on, bro. But we know how Killer Cam been rapping for years, masking his handicaps and stuff, man. With you know what I'm saying? I'm a killer for Miller Patella. It's like, come on, cause he actually started that mumble rap crap, and y'all ain't even picked that move.
You can say that.
And we find him to be one of the number one lyricists, right amongst.
You remember the Boondocks? The show where I forgot.
Gangsta
what was his name? Yes, Gangsta supposed to be Cameron. Oh my gosh.
No, but you're right. But someone on Facebook found this picture of Patrick Ewing playing basketball for the Orlando Magic. You're right. And found a picture of him being guarded by Akeem Olajuwon, who was playing for the Toronto Raptors at that time. Said, "This is Case. This is Mace." And Killer.
But who is who?
Hold on,
I didn't see that. Hold on, I saw the picture, but they didn't put captions exactly above who's who.
Because
Pat Ewing, I'm a Pat Ewing fan, bro. Right. So Pat gotta be Mace.
In my opinion, Hakeem is the best center of all time. That was Mace in this particular beef. With Patrick being 1A, 2 Cameron. But Hakeem to me is the best center of all time. No disrespect to Georgetown, no disrespect to G-Town or anybody. But I'm just saying.
Hey, I just threw up in my mouth, man.
Shut your ass up for a second.
Pat Ewing is the greatest center of all time, Mo. Of all time.
With no rings. How do you great with no rings?
I don't care about the damn ring.
With no rings, man. Hakeem Olajuwon. Bro.
I don't care.
Well,
I don't care.
Anyway,
thank you. Somebody. It's two people out in the studio.
You have to win. You have to win at least 2 rings to be the greatest in anything.
What?
At least 2 rings to be the greatest.
That's BS. So Allen Iverson wasn't great?
He was a great player, but he wasn't the greatest.
So you're saying he wasn't great?
He was great.
No, he was a great player, but he was not the greatest. You just said Patrick Ewing was the greatest.
LeBron.
How you the greatest? No rings though. Allen Iverson was a great player, but he's not the greatest point guard. The greatest point guard is Magic Johnson.
You what? The greatest point guard is Magic Johnson.
The greatest point guard is Magic Johnson.
Jordan, eh? Jordan's name?
Jordan was a 2-guard, shooting guard. I said point guard.
Oh, you talking about point guards? Okay.
Right. So anyway, you just like you don't know. But anyway, so I just thought that was pretty funny that these 2 old ass geriatric motherfuckers still got our beef on wax.
Pat Ewing.
But anyway, so off of that. So this story right here, I should have wished that this story would die. So David Johnson in the RIP, one of the 4 that was ambushed in Niger. His wife who was a Good Morning America, saying how Trump couldn't remember his wife's name. Couldn't remember her husband's name. And then said, well, he knew what he signed up for, which is not what you want to tell a grieving wife, right? When his supposed remains were brought back from Niger, it's a closed casket funeral. Now, I've heard stories of Vietnam, closed casket funerals. From what I could tell, I think those closed casket funerals were needed more so than what happened to this gentleman. Not saying that he didn't have a body, but I think like fingers were sent back from Vietnam. That's how it really was, right? Yeah. So when his body was sent back, he had a closed casket funeral. They would not let his wife look in the casket. And of course said, oh, that's his body in the casket.
Total travesty.
Come to find out, as recent as last week, they still sending body parts of him home.
Right. Now, the article that I looked up, they said that an eyewitness account from October the 6th out there, that was in Niger, said that they found his body gagged, bound, and a hole in his head, a massive hole in his head. So he was executed. Now, how is he missing limbs after that? I have no clue.
Right, exactly.
Now, supposedly it's just a hole in his head. You know, that does warrant a closed casket, I would think. You know what I mean? That would upset but I think from that distance, coming from overseas, that's her last time seeing him. She didn't see him before. I think that they should have opened it and let her have peace.
Right.
Right there.
Right.
Yeah.
But the fact that they're still now sending body parts home from 4 weeks ago, first of all, like you said, how did his body parts get separated? One thing. Okay, 2, where was the body parts for the last 4 weeks?
Right. Exactly. That's the mystery.
Maybe they just grabbed random ones from the field. They're like, oh, what's in this? She might be satisfied with this.
Man,
They probably thought she would have been. Right. No, I see that actually happening. Like, she ain't going to notice. Like, you're not going to notice your husband's body.
Well, the thing is that most people just want closure, and they don't want that type of closure. Most wives of the military wives don't really ask for open caskets like that. That's something, especially when it's war and they're being bombed and stuff like that.
But I'm sure they want to see their person's body one last time before the post-casket funeral, though.
But see, now this is the thing. Okay, when we in the military, when I was in there, sometimes when they pull people from overseas, they gotta keep them on ice, bro. Now you in 100-degree weather constantly every day. Okay, you ever seen a decaying human body in 100-degree weather?
Okay.
I don't think. And then they found him in the field. You know what I'm saying? After a couple days. You know what I'm saying? Not immediately. So can you imagine how he may have looked? And decay can happen, and probably a wild dog or something can get over there because they do got animals out there that will gnaw on you and nosh.
I
You dig what I'm saying?
that.
So maybe that could have been the dilemma right there is that, man, we found a finger. Okay, fingerprints, we got him. That's the Davids, But we won't know until they, exhume him and open him up.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And see what's going on. So that's my
Can you
take on
imagine
it.
the stench?
The stench is probably crazy. The stench
Yeah.
was probably crazy. I mean, it's a big dilemma keeping those bodies on ice in 100 degrees. That is the big dilemma of carrying soldiers from those hot environments back home.
I still think somebody, whether it was Trump himself or the military, could have said, hey, we don't all have all of him right now. Rather than lie to her and think that his whole body is in it. At least say something.
Man, but bro, all right, so when you like the first sergeant or when you the first in command or whatever, and you have to, send your soldier home or somebody that you just saw that day or whatever, and then you notice how decayed they are, and you think about the memory that maybe their wife had of them before they left. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of people out here now that can't even do a regular funeral from a gunshot wound, you know what I'm saying, from somebody that's fresh from that week. You know what I'm saying? Because they want to remember them exactly how they were. And I don't know if they really wanted her to see that type of horror. You know what I'm saying? He looking like something from out of a horror film, bro. Like, I think it was very sensitive at that time, and I think that they probably made the right decision. I would have probably did the same thing and be like, I don't really think you want to see this.
But isn't that up to the family or
Not
the
really,
wife
because
to have
they're government issue. When your government issue, you ran by them. They tell you what to do. You don't. Your family don't have nothing, no say so in that. Unless you get an executive order or something like that. And you got to get the higher ups to agree to it and everything. And by the time that happens, his body needs to be buried. So, it's a lot. It's a lot of politics that goes into that, burying the GIs and the soldiers.
Yeah, well.
All right, and on that somber note, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in a couple minutes talking about Marshawn Lynch, Snoop Dogg, and Disaster 45. And we're back. So last Sunday, while the punk ass Oakland Raiders, I'm a Broncos fan, so I hate the Raiders. I love Marshawn Lynch, so I gotta give him respect. Last Sunday, while in Mexico, Marshawn Lynch did what Marshawn Lynch has been doing the whole season. He's been taking the knee for the American national anthem, but he stood up for the Mexican national anthem. And of course, disaster 45. How did he voice his displeasure? He took to Twitter, and he has a tweet that just is going to.
The Trump
Jake.
thing.
So he says, Marshawn Lynch of the NFL's Oakland Raiders stands for the Mexican anthem and sits down to boos for our national anthem. Great disrespect. Next time, NFL should suspend him for remainder of season. Attendance and ratings way down.
We should suspend Donald Trump. Shit.
Right. Suspend his damn Twitter account if nothing else. So, and just to show you how bothered Marshawn Lynch was by those comments, after the game, a Mexican reporter tried to give him a soccer jersey. And this is what Marshawn Lynch said. His love for Mexicans.
When you heard about Marshawn taking a seat in Mexico City, what's your reaction?
I was insulted. I was insulted because I don't know whether he's taking this as a joke.
Hey, Marshawn, we would like to give you the Mexican jersey for the Mexican team.
Oh, for sure.
We want
with my amigos.
Yeah.
With my Mex, man. You know what I'm talking about?
The favorite
Hey, we got hella Mex out in the town, bro. They be sliding the hella shit. There's a lot of them in the dubs. They all through the east, though, you feel me? I be going to go fuck with them and hella shit. They be kicking it with me, though. You know what I'm talking about? We hella taco, hella enchilada, hella
So that's basically Marshawn telling, I don't give a fuck about you mad at me for not standing for anthem. Now, ex-NCAA great and NFL washout, Herschel Walker, of course, has some things to say. And we got a clip of his comments. Yeah, Herschel Walker.
That's the original.
Yes, original.
When you heard about Marshawn taking a seat in Mexico City, what's your reaction?
I was insulted. I was insulted because I don't know whether he's taking this as a joke, which I think he is, because this is very serious. And I think, and I said earlier on, the commissioner should have took hand of this at the very beginning. He should have said, everyone stand, and at the end of the season, we'll go to Washington and do something about it.
Yeah, of course, famously, it was about a month and a half ago that the President of the United States, Donald Trump, who you used to work for when he ran that football team, he weighed in on it. He tweeted out regarding Marshawn today that next time he should be suspended.
Well, I've been saying that guy should have been suspended at the beginning because, right now, I've been working with the military for 8 years, and I don't care what people say. The national anthem is the United States of America. That's where you live. That's where we get everything that we have here in the United States.
That's just one thing you never protest.
No, I think you never.
Just kind of interesting to talk to you, Herschel, because we're in the middle of the NFL controversy. You also knew the president as an NFL owner, as a football owner in the USFL, and you also knew him as an apprentice. Who's the guy you know?
Well, the guy I know is a good man, and I think for him to be elected as president, I think it was wonderful. But I think the people got to give him an opportunity to be the president. One thing that we have to do is respect the White House.
So you know how when racists say, I'm not racist, I have a black friend? That is that a black friend right there.
Unfortunately.
Well, he definitely has friends in high places. Now, remember that before we were finished with the film, if it kept going, it was actually giving a shout out to the makers of the Rocky Ridge family that just so happened to have a deal with GMC, and he's actually promoting them. And that was a giveaway right there, okay? Now, that's supposed to be the fabric of America, the heartbeat of America, all that good stuff. I think that this was another publicity stunt by another fool trying to make sure that he gets and secures his dollar bills.
No, but you know what? I've actually heard Herschel Walker say comments like this before. This is him. This ain't no publicity stunt. This ain't no security blanket. This is Herschel being Herschel Walker.
Well, Herschel can whip your ass, okay? He's an MMA. He has the actual record for the most MMA wins at the age of 40 plus years old.
Yeah. No, dude stay in shape. I give him that.
That ain't the person to mess with. I would say anything too.
He's not stupid though.
I would say any damn thing too.
And then it say, well, basically he was like, Master been good to me. So
that's what you feel like?
That's what I feel like. So I feel like Master been good to me. So I think we should be good to Master.
Yeah.
That's what I get when he says
we's in America, so we should stand for the anthem.
Right.
Because it's the anthem of the country, and we live here, so we needs to stand for Master's anthem.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. But one thing I will say this though, right? everybody said, well, we can't wait or we want Trump to be impeached. I really don't. And I'm going to tell you why. If he's impeached, his VPs just like him.
And then we ain't got crap to talk about.
4 years
Right.
We don't have crap to talk about.
Right.
Hardly, huh?
But he's worse because he's an actual politician, so you might as well keep his fool ass in for 4 more years.
Yeah. And you know what? You know what I'm getting tired of? I'm getting tired of all those, everybody coming out and using the military, the veterans, the active duty, because he goes on and mention that and uses that as a scapegoat. The policeman uses that as a scapegoat for the standing for the anthem, who was written by a person that didn't give a damn about nobody here.
The third stanza that we don't sing.
Missing all these points here. This is the whole sole reason why we're not doing it is for a whole separate reason.
You know, the third stanza that we don't sing, he does mention slavery.
Yeah.
Right? Not to mention, people forget, 2009, the military paid the NFL to stand up for the national anthem. Because prior to that, they all teams stayed in the locker room while the national anthem. So for everybody that's upset now, just 8 years ago, y'all didn't care. But now that the NFL is paid, now my NFL is paid. They weren't asked. They weren't asked out of their American duty. They weren't asked because they love me. They were asked because, why we asking? We gonna slip you this $200 million.
Well, just like I said, good.
Well, I was just going to say about Marshawn Lynch sitting for the American national anthem and standing for the Mexican one. When I saw that, I was like, I don't know. And granted, maybe like he might not know all that's going on, and I understand.
Oh, he does. Marshawn is very smart. Trust me.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Maybe he could have sat for the Mexican one too, because there's some corruption and things going on in Mexico that, could be comparable to America. But granted, he is American, and that's his battle that he's fighting.
Well, Marshawn did it out of spite. He did it to spite him. To spite Trump. That's what he did, right?
Yeah.
Now, just like, Trump has some words for Marshawn, Snoop Dogg has some words for Trump. Yeah, and this is, this has some choice words in it, too.
That should spin your dumb ass, motherfucker. All the goofy shit you do every day. When you gonna get suspended, motherfucker? Fuck you. I'm with Marshawn Lynch, nigga. Stand up for the Mexican motherfucking national anthem. We fuck with Mexicans, nigga. They the homies. Fuck you, bitch. Fuck you, Donald Trump, and everything you stand for. LeVar Ball, good looking out. I wouldn't have thanked that motherfucker either. Fuck you. Should have left him in jail. What kind of nigga is you, man? Garbage. America, y'all should be ashamed to call this piece of shit y'all president. He ain't mine. Fuck him.
Not my president.
No, wait, let me tell you just how serious Snoop was and how he meant that. That was the soberest I've seen him.
He might be quitting.
You know what I'm saying?
He might be quitting.
That was...
Hey, you telling me President Trump won't sober your ass up in a heartbeat? Bro, you guys to be on your P's and Q's out shit.
Trust me, you ain't never seen Snoop Dogg sober before. You ain't never seen him not hot.
Yeah.
And Trump pisses his ass out to the point that he cannot get... Do you know how mad you gotta be to not get high because you are that pissed off?
Could be that Martha Stewart money though. They got their cooking show, so that it might be that.
They could be
might
that.
be that, bruh.
They could be that. But Snoop is so pissed off. That just goes to show, right? Why are you criticizing somebody? Somebody's criticizing you too.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Snoop, man, send me a pound, man. But anyways.
Hey, look, I rocks with Snoop. I rocks with Snoop, man. But your man Marshawn Lynch was saying some really crazy terms of endearment. Julio.
Yo, Marshawn, yo.
Like, come on, cuz.
So like, Marshawn come out, they be sliding hella thick. That's East Oakland right there. When you see Marshawn Lynch, you see East Oakland on legs right there. That's the homie right there. You know what I'm saying? That's East Oakland. Now, like you see like you see a map. You see like the star which represents the capital of the city. That's Marshawn Lynch for Oakland.
Yeah, like crazy.
So, moving on from that and to getting high, Malia Obama in the Water is Wet news was supposedly caught on camera making smoke rings. And of course, white folks not named Jeremy or Jacob.
Low blow.
Probably some black folks too.
Well, all of the arms. Matter of fact, let's show that beautiful being. Nothing too crazy, right? Now, she does need better friends though. But you see that? So she's basically a 19-year-old doing 19-year-old things. She is a private citizen that her dad's not the president no more, and wife was up here mad.
Is she vaping? Is she smoking? Does it show exactly?
really doesn't matter what she was doing. It really doesn't matter what she was doing because she's 19.
Yeah.
So if you're legal to buy tobacco products and nicotine, lace products, then you're allowed to do whatever. You can blow as many.
But if she's 19, she's able to buy tobacco products.
Now, how the hell they gonna be critical of her and Barack Obama's lips blacker than midnight? His Newport smoking ass. Come on, man. She get it from her daddy.
Smoke when he was in
But you know
college,
what? The white folks that's mad. They forget that George W. Bush's daughters were
they were wild
while he was
all the time.
While he was in office.
In the news.
Then you watch everything. And then of course, she was smoking a cigarette at a tailgate for the Harvard football team, kissing on somebody. They was mad about that. That's her boyfriend. That's her boyfriend. They mad about that. She out here loose, smoking cigarettes and everything. Again, she's being a 19-year-old. The 19-year-old things at a football tailgate, kiss her boyfriend.
But
what's wrong with that?
She's the former president's daughter. She has to be proper and a lady.
Yeah, well, I tell you what. Imagine as a teenager being locked down for 8 years.
8 years.
Yeah.
8 years.
She got some stuff to get out.
Nothing.
She
could not take 2 steps without 30 people around those 2 steps that she took. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Especially up there, up top. She was uptown all the time. She couldn't do nothing without people seeing.
And she was around them private school kids.
I bet you Barack don't give a damn.
He don't care.
Barack don't kick us. Guess what? One button.
I think Michelle
still got bodyguards.
And grandmama might have given her
Barack
a
was a
talking
weed
to.
head too now. Right? Barack was a heavy weed head in Hawaii smoking that Pakalolo. You know what I'm saying? With the 6 stem on it.
Oh, Michelle.
And even if she...
Malia.
But even though, it's just like a cigarette, it was just weed. It's not like they were doing meth or crack cocaine.
Now, she doing this.
You're not hurting nobody.
That might be something I get mad about, right?
Yeah.
I can't stop
girl.
that. I would want to see. I would want to see her do meth. That would be great. That would be great. Now we got something to talk about.
Don't do it.
But her blowing a vape? Come on, man. Come on. People.
Yeah, man.
Leave her alone.
Get a life. Water is wet. 19-year-old doing 19-year-old things. All right, so for those that like the Jason Bourne movies, they're like GoldenEye, they're like the James Bond movies. This was some real life Jason Bourne shit that's happened in North Korea. This was some real life Ian Spelling shit right here. A North Korean soldier ran for the border, literally.
You better
this
run.
was espionage shit right here, and we got a clip of that. Yeah, run. Yeah. I get to that border, you can hear the tire screeching from here.
Man, that's crazy.
In the background, right? I mean, you hear the tire screeching from here and smell smoke and everything. Like he trying to get, I'm trying to go down to the south. Where I have some rights.
As we like to say here, we getting the fuck. I'm getting the fuck, cuz. He saw that moment
Trying to get below
broke.
that Mason-Dixon line.
You're trying to get that Mason-Dixon line, right?
We trying to get above.
Like, look, when old dude hits that button, I don't want to be nowhere near this. So, he's about to park the car. He's about to get out. Now, why should they start running up on him like this, though?
Now, hold on. Now, how slow is this goddamn Jeep to where they can catch him on foot? That's what's scary.
I think he probably parked.
Look at this Bama struggling with all that crap on, man. Like, man, I ain't been fed in 5 months. This is too much. Well, they must got, they do have a building right there at the ZMZ.
Right. Now, when the dude start making a run for it, all right, so one of them actually crosses over into South Korea, trying to get the defector.
Did he drive into it?
How did he get stuck?
Oh, come on, man, run for your life.
Now, your boy fell down.
Run, Forrest, run.
No, he's shooting at.
Oh, they loading him. He got 5 rounds. He got 5 rounds.
Zigzag.
Yeah. You see the smoke, right? So, not only did he cross into North Korea, he got shot 4 times, and he had worms. Now, that's why he left North Korea, to get rid of the damn worms.
And if you notice, the actual soldier right there, he actually crossed into the DMZ, the demilitarized zone, which is a violation.
All right, Jacob. Yeah, so.
Which is an actual violation of, that they don't really give a damn about. They already told them that they're not part of that anymore. You know what I mean? So they don't care what they do. But, man, we didn't even get a chance to see the soldiers from South Korea come over there and, like, scoot over there and save him.
Yeah, because after he was
that
shot,
was some bomb. That was some heroic stuff.
They crawled to pull him, right? Because he was shot. He was shot 4 times. And they had worms. So, just like we were saying how pissed off Snoop Dogg was to be sober, how How hopeless you have to be to make that kind of run, knowing you're going to get shot.
Bruh.
Trying to cross
Being
the border.
Bruh. They tortured him. They over that jump with no lights. You dig? No food hardly. You know what I'm saying? And they putting propaganda over there. Like I think Viceland had some like documentary on there where they was showing. I think it was the one with your boy the Worm, Dennis Rodman. And I mean they showed it like plain and simple. Like it's always like it's propaganda being pushed into their minds the whole time. It's nothing but TV screens with kill Americans. America did this to us. This, that, and the other. That's it. So man, stuff like that will make you go. But I mean, I tell you what. It must have been a lot of them that didn't make it. Because I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure they pouring out of there like on a weekly basis, but we just never catch it on film.
I mean, you risking getting shot by multiple ARs.
Yeah.
Not one, at least 10 ARs.
This was straight up something out of Transporter 3 out this joint. But I'm going to tell y'all, but look, everybody out there, just to let y'all know, they said that he made it, and his surname is O. O-H, so it's O.
He like, oh shit, I gotta go.
So it's oh shit.
Oh shit, I gotta go.
Oh, I made it. Okay. Oh my damn. Okay, but they said that he made it. He regained consciousness, so he good to go.
Yeah, right.
And hopefully he'll never have to go back.
Exactly.
Right. I don't think he ever have to go back.
Nah, they never gonna send him back though. Never gonna send him back. So now we have in recent news, I think that happened today that Korea today announced that they had, people were in the news, they announced that Korea had test launched another missile.
That's why y'all left, because you know it could be World War Z in a couple of days.
Yeah, but okay. All right, so they said that the missile is tested at, 600 miles max that it can go? Okay, now, to put this in perspective of everybody out there that are fear-mongers and all that stuff, that are very shook about this, this threat of North Korea and their missiles, I'm just going to put a perspective to you about the distance between America and Korea. It is 6,400 plus miles of distance between us. Okay? And we are scared of something that can only go 600 miles.
For right now. They're going to keep trying.
Don't believe the hype. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen. Surface-to-air missiles, it ain't going to happen. They got THAAD set up right out there. Everybody don't freak out, okay? All right?
That's what people said about President Trump winning.
Exactly. And his ass is in there.
About the orange curse.
Yeah,
and it happened.
Right.
The bastard
Don't jinx
did
it. Knock on wood.
You know,
And wood. I don't know.
She did it.
Speaking of that bastard Trump, yesterday, the man cannot respect anybody for longer than 5 minutes.
Nope.
Right. So yesterday at the White House, he was honoring the Native American code breakers that helped with World War II. Right. So and he had people from the Navajo Nation. Mm-hmm. So while he was honoring them, of course he had to take a shot at Elizabeth Warren, and we got what he said.
And I have to say, I said to General Kelly, I said, General, how good, here he is right there, the chief. He's the general and the chief. I said, how good were these code talkers? What was it? He said, sir, you have no idea. You have no idea how great they were, what they've done for this country, and the strength and the bravery and the love that they had for the country and that you have for the country. So that was the ultimate statement from General Kelly, the importance. And I just want to thank you because you're very, very special people. You were here long before any of us were here. Although we have a representative in Congress who they say was here a long time ago. They call her Pocahontas. But you know what? I like you because you are special. You are special people.
It's just so painful to hear him talk or give any kind of speech. Like after having 4 years of Obama and then him just going off on tangents and saying crazy
It's completely idiotic.
If you saw where he was, he said those right in front of Andrew Jackson, who was not the biggest fan of Native Americans anyway.
Trail of Tears.
Right, Trail of Tears.
One bit.
Right? They're not the biggest fan. The Trail of Tears, anyway. So, he's used that term against Elizabeth Warren a couple times with Pocahontas, but he also meant that in disrespect. So how are you going to honor Native Americans while using a term, use a term in a racist way that is referring to Native Americans in front of Andrew Jackson?
Okay, listen. Okay, now listen. It's an ongoing joke with them. Okay, now in 2012 she ran, she campaigned. Okay, she campaigned. She was using this supposed heritage that she has, which a lot of people claim that they are Indian. They got it in their family. Cherokee. Okay, they claim that.
Every black person was good here.
She used that to edge out all the competition to get in office. So that's the reason why he did that sour joke, because the people think that she used that.
No, she did. She did.
She definitely used it. So I mean, Bad timing.
Bad
That's
timing.
all I can
Bad
say.
timing.
Bad timing on the joke.
But why do you have to bring it up? It had nothing to do with them.
Nothing to do with that.
Because
He was
he's an
supposed to be honoring
asshole.
them.
Assholes bring up stuff like that. That's what he is.
Hey, you
and
know-
where would we be if he didn't do it?
We probably have a show, probably.
We wouldn't have no show.
Hey, but you know what though? No, every African American with good hair, guess what they say? Oh, I got Indian in my family. Nigga, you lying.
Well,
Nigga, you lying. You ain't got
gotta come from somewhere, right?
Somewhere, right?
Right.
So yeah,
Exactly.
I just thought it was pretty funny that he would use that while honoring, and then say, "Oh, I like you," as to say, "You my boy." You know, I like you people. I like you people. You know, you niggas is good with me.
Well, we know how he is. He's condescending. You know how he goes, man. That dude has so many racial slurs and quotes that, man, we could write a whole Bible on it, man. When he's done, I think I'm gonna write a book on that. All his quotes, all his tweets and everything about racism and the racist comments that he had, bro. Like the dude he's actually kind of funny in a weird, demented way to me.
Oh, he's funny.
He's very funny to me.
Yeah.
And I mean, the things that he comes up with off the cuff, I don't know how they can't shut him up. I don't know how they can't do it. You know what I mean? He is really trying to get Pence in office, bro. Like, he's working on trying to get impeached. You know what I'm saying? He's really working.
That's his campaign right there.
Exactly.
So there's the story. I'm not sure if it's fake or not. He claimed that Hillary Clinton purposely lost the election so that he could be impeached.
He always tries to make something about him. Always.
Right.
I can't believe that one. I don't even know.
The lies.
Yeah.
I can't believe that one.
And it's sad that there's like a whole base of people who believe him and everything he says.
You know what? They're the dumb ones. He's smart. They're the dumb ones. You follow his dumb ass, you dumb.
And make sure y'all check it out. Up next, we got Manage Your Damn Money, all right?
Great. Financial Brothers, 7 to 8 every Tuesday. Manage your damn money. I'm Breezy.
See that? Huh? I said I'm broke. I need to see that shit.
All right. I'm Breezy Taylor. You can find me at Breezy Taylor, BREAZY Taylor, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, breezy.taylor.5.
Karen?
Karen L. KarenElle. All platforms.
And you can find me, AI McDowell Ferguson, on Facebook. You can find me at Red Nose 1999 on IG and Red Nose 199, excuse me. And the Red Nose stands for the Pitbull, not the goddamn clown.
Homie, don't play that.
It ain't Christmas yet.
Had a
Stop.
very shiny nose.
All right, we out.